Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get started on creating the first project. You are probably still in Fusion from the setup video, but just in case you are not and you need to find your project again, I'm going to start from that point. So right now it's just as if I just opened up Fusion. I have a blank design area. I have an untitled design tab. So I'm going to go and find my project so we can create it. I'm going to go to my data panel, upper left corner, click on it. Okay. If it does not automatically open up in your project, in your data panel area, my computer's acting up now. Let's wait just a moment while it responds. There we go. If it doesn't show up automatically, you'll just have to scroll down. You're going to find the project that's titled IED Designs. Double click. You should see your Unit 1 folder that you created. Double click. And then you should see the 1.2.2 My First Project that we went ahead and set up. You're going to double click that. Give it just a moment. My internet's really slow. Okay, there we go. So you'll know it's open. We don't have anything designed in here yet, so that's why we don't have anything in the canvas, but the title did change on the design tab up here. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and close my data panel so I have a little bit more room for my design. There we go. And a couple things I want to double check before I start doing anything. This particular design we need in millimeters, so I'm going to go and make sure that my document settings are in millimeters. If they are not, I'm going to go ahead and change those to millimeters. So double check that. And then I also want to double check my view cube. So this is the setup for your view cube. You should have Y up at the top, Z to the left, and X to the right. Okay. Now I'm going to go over. We want to start off, we're going to go on up to our toolbar. We're going to go to Create. We're going to go about halfway, a little over halfway down the menu, and you'll see an option called Box. So Create and then Box. Click on Box. It will show you three different design planes. We're going to choose the design plane for XZ. So a couple different ways that you can do it. This would be XZ here. Notice Z is blue, X is red. So you'll have, you do it that way. You can also go over here to Origin, and then you can click on it from here as well. So, whoops, did not mean to do that. So we have our XZ. Let me back up out of here real quickly. Go back to, okay, let me get my box again. Okay, there we go. XZ. Okay, now I'm just going to simply click anywhere, drag out so I make kind of a square or rectangle, and click again. Right now the size doesn't matter. We're going to force in the measurements for the size we want. You'll see that the dialog box, the text box, opens up. And you can click on this and move it around if you need to. So placement is the plane, and that's what we want to keep it. Our length we want to change to 100. Our width we're going to change to 100. And our height we're going to change to 50. We want the operation to be new body, and click OK. Notice our design updated automatically as we put those in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to round all the edges of the box. We're going to do it all at one time with one tool. So to move around if you need to, you can use the middle mouse button to zoom in and out. You can also click down on the middle mouse button to move it around. Okay, so what we need to do to round the edges of the box is first I'm going to right click anywhere in the empty area of the canvas. Remember this white gridded background is the canvas. Think of like a painting canvas. So I'm going to right click with my mouse. That will bring up my marking menu. I'm going to look for an option called Press Pull in my marking menu. So when I find Press Pull, I'm going to click on it. It will bring up a box. Okay. It's going to bring up a box. It's going to say Selection, and it just says Select. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to go out this way a little bit to the left of the box that I created. I'm going to click, and then I'm just going to drag while I'm holding down that click. I'm going to wait till I have the entire box shaded, and then I'll let go. At this point, everything should be blue, light blue and dark blue, with light blue edges with the dark blue surface. It should say 6 faces and 12 edges because that's what we've highlighted. We want to change this measurement right here to 8 millimeters. Right now it's saying 0. We want to change that to 8. Notice as soon as you do that, the edges start changing. So we want to keep that. We're going to keep everything else the way it is, and we're going to click OK. Now we have our edges rounded. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a hole to the box. So from the toolbar again, we're going to go back up to Create. This time we're going to go down to Hole. And you'll notice up in the toolbar there's also an icon that says Hole. Either one of those options, it's the same thing. So I'm showing you 2 ways to find it. So you can do Hole, and there's also a hotkey for it, which is capital H. So there's actually 3 different ways to get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Hole. And I'm going to drag the center of the hole to the center of the box. So I'm going to drag. You can see my kind of comes up as a little hand. I'm going to kind of drag it, and I want to put it over in the center. So I'm going to do that again so that you can see how I did that. So Hole. Then I come over and I click on top of the box. And then I'm going to kind of drag this over to where it's in the center. You can see that dot in the middle kind of locks into place. That means it's in the center. Okay. Let me get to the next page. We want to set our diameter to a value of 40 millimeters. So our diameter, you can see down here, this is the diameter at the bottom. So I'm going to change this to 40. I want to change extents to all. So right here you see the word extents. Right now it's distance. I want to change it to all. That means it's going to go all the way through the box. So I'm going to change it to all, and then I'm going to click OK. Now at this point, if I hold down the Shift key, and then if I hold down Shift and I hold down the middle mouse button, I can rotate, and you'll see that it goes all the way through. Okay, so if I want to get back to my original view, I'm going to go up here by my view cube, and I'm going to click on the picture of the house. And it'll take me back to that. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we have it named already. We are going to now practice closing and reopening the design. So I want you to go on up here to the tab, and you'll see an X to the right of the tab, very similar to when you're on the internet. You're going to click that X. This is going to close your design. Okay, now you're going to go back over to your data panel. You should see your folder open with your project. If you do not, you need to look for your IED designs, double click, your Unit 1 folder, double click, and then your My First Project, and then you are going to go ahead and double click. And there is your design again. Okay, one last thing that we are going, actually 2 more things that we are going to do. We're going to practice using the browser. So we're going to click on the hidden icon next to the origin. So here's origin. See, this looks like an eyeball with a line going through it. We're going to go ahead and click on that. That is going to show us, now we can see those planes through here. Okay. If we click the visible icon again, it now takes those out of there. Click on the arrow next to the bodies folder to expand the folder. You should see that there is one body there. It's called body 2. Well, mine's called body 2 because I've created this a couple of times, but there's only one body there. This is the box you created. So body 2 is the box that you created. Okay, now we're going to go down to our timeline. I want you to go on down. I want you to click on the play icon to replay the operations in the design. Are you able to see how you created the box, then rounded the edges and put the hole in there? I want you to right click on the fillet operation in the timeline. The fillet operation is this one right here. It has the rounded edge. When you hover over it, it will say fillet. Mine says fillet 2. Yours might just say fillet, but that's the one you want to click on. You want to right click. When you right click, you want to go to edit feature. Now we're going to go on up, and this time we're going to change this 8 millimeters. We want to change this to 5 millimeters. And then click OK. You want to go up to the file icon. You're going to click Save. It's going to come up with a version description. Version description, I want you to put today's date in there. Today's date, as this has been assigned, is 11/12/24. That's what you should put in there. And then you're going to click OK. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how you put this into your OneDrive so that you can upload it in Canvas. We're going to go up. You're going to go to Export. Okay. So when you go to the file, now you're going to go to Export. When you go to Export, do not change the name. Do not change the type. You're going to go down here to where it says Location. You're going to click on the 3 dots at the right of that, and then you are going to find your OneDrive. There's my OneDrive. Okay, I'm going to find OneDrive. When you are in your OneDrive, up here it's going to say New Folder. I want you to click New Folder, and I want you to type in IED Fusion. That's where you are going to save everything so that we can find it when we need it. Once you type in IED Fusion, you're going to click Open. And you are going to click Save. After you click Open and Save, you need to come back here and you're going to click Export. And now it will be in your OneDrive so that you can load it into Canvas. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to go into the Canvas assignment and you are going to upload your file, your Fusion file in there, just like you would upload a Microsoft Word file or a PowerPoint file. And that is the end of your first project. Congratulations.